Without fail, Prabhupada was there, so everybody had to be there. Maybe 40 people, because they were opening the temple, so they were working and so on. And because Prabhupada wasn't speaking, so the sannyasis had to speak. I had to speak in front of Prabhupada.
Oh my God.
Prabhupada was sitting there under the tree, all the devotees, and I only had to speak once. And Prabhupada said about my talking, he said at least it was good, it was short. I wasn't a big philosopher, I was just like that. Ordinary guy from the streets of New York. That's how I joined. And it was just my good fortune that I met Prabhupada. I was looking for something, and suddenly there was Prabhupada. So anyway, then we would have a second kirtan after the short class, and then the program was over. And one evening, after the second program, after the second chanting, we came back. Prabhupada was sleeping outside, one of those Indian beds. It was summer season still, September. It was hot. He was staying outside. So Shrutikirti was there, and Shrutikirti and I were sitting on the ground. Prabhupada was sitting on the bed, kind of like before the mosquitoes came. The mosquito net was there, but he hadn't pulled it over. So then he spoke to the two of us, and he spoke from way in his heart. He said, "This is the special mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this kirtan." He said, "This kirtan gives us life," and he spoke with so much conviction and enthusiasm. And then he said, "And if we don't get life from the kirtan, simply sex life."
Oh my God.
There's your choice. There's your choice.
Look, that's the choice. That's an ecstatic.
Everybody has a choice. Lord Chaitanya's kirtan or sex life. So that inspired me, and that saved me a lot of times over the years, because I was, Prabhupada asked me to take sannyasa when I was 29.
Oh my God.
How old are you?
29.
So I said, "Well, Prabhupada, I don't know if I'm qualified to take sannyasa," because I was just reading something that Bhakti Siddhanta, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he took sannyasa when he was 45. And I said, "Who the hell am I, 29, to be taking sannyasa?" So I was just along with Prabhupada. I was giving massage. And Prabhupada asked me, "So would you like to take sannyasa?" I said, "Prabhupada, I don't know if I'm qualified." And he looked at me very closely, because he was just, we were sitting next to each other. He said, "You want to get married?" I said, "No, Srila Prabhupada." "Okay, you can take sannyasa."
Jai.
That's amazing. A few days later, I took sannyasa.
That's amazing.
1971.
That's awesome.
Wow.
71, keeping it real.
1971. Where were you?
Moment stool, something like that.
Okay, so anyway, by his mercy, I'm still sannyas. But not only his mercy, the mercy of the kirtan, the mercy of all the devotees. I don't take credit. I mean, it's like, the story is right. The king, 50-year-old king, he asked this Brahmin minister, "When is the sex impulse finished?" And so the minister said, "Wait some time and we'll demonstrate to you." So after a few weeks, he came to the king. He said, "Bring your daughter, beautiful 17-year-old princess, right? King's daughter. Come with me." So the three of them went to an outlying village. In one house there, the old man was dying. All the relatives were around. So naturally, the king and the minister and the princess, when they came in, they made room for them. The king doesn't come to your house every day. So they brought him up next to the old man who was dying. And everybody could see the old man was lusting after the princess. So don't think that just because I'm old, now there's no more sex attraction. Sex attraction will carry you into the next life. You have to get a higher taste. You can't just forget, think, okay, now I'm 60, I won't have any sex. No. It's pushing you up to the point of death. And then you get another chance. Okay, you're still attracted to the breasts of a woman? Here. have another body, you can have your own breast.
Oh my God. That's brutal. Yeah, like today.
Mommy's breast is there. You can have another breast. Okay, let me come to the Shastra now. Jnanatirandasya janaganasalakayam sakshismritam jena tasmai shri gurave namaha Shri Chaitanya Manavistam Shavitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Karamaya Dadati Swaparantikam Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare
I like
Hare.
this, the verse Prabhupada put them together. Chapter 12, text 6 and 7. Devotional service is the name of the chapter. Maybe I'll just do quickly the previous verse without a purport. The previous two verses. But those who fully worship the unmanifested, that which is beyond the perception of the senses, the all-pervading, inconceivable, unchanging, fixed and immovable, the impersonal conception of the absolute truth, by controlling the various senses and being equally disposed to everyone, such persons engaged in the welfare of all at last achieve me. Then the previous verse. For those souls whose minds are attached to the unmanifested, impersonal feature of the Supreme, advancement is very troublesome. To make progress in that discipline is always difficult for those who are embodied. Today's verse. But those who worship me, Krishna is saying, giving up all their activities unto me, and being devoted to me without deviation, engaged in devotional service, and always meditating upon me, having fixed their minds upon me, O son of Prita, for them I am the swift deliverer from the ocean of birth and death. So it's up to us. We want to go swiftly, we can reach our nose, or we can go this way. So especially in Kali Yuga, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has made it easy for us, and especially that Prabhupada has come. We shouldn't minimize Prabhupada's position. We saw that's what happened with some of our leading devotees. I lived through that period. I was a senior sannyasi. I took sannyas in 71, as I mentioned. So in 77, I was just fortunate Prabhupada didn't ask me to become a guru, because I would have fallen victim too, I'm sure. The mood was, Guru is one. So I didn't have to become guru. Prabhupada made me guru, therefore I'm perfect. The next thing they're having sex with their disciple.
Hare Krishna.
You can't think you're perfect just by some rubber stamp or something. No. It's a gradual process. You have to get it completely from your heart. Anartha nivritti. All the dirty things have to come out. Then you can become nishta. Or to speak of coming to the spiritual side. Nishta is the foundation. Then you come to ruchi. You get a real taste. Something better than chewing the chewed. But otherwise, everybody is chewing the chewed. Isn't that what Prahlad says? What does he say? I admire you learning these verses. No, it's very important if we can, because they can save us, you know. The attraction will come. Don't think they won't come, because women are attracted to life. Sannyasi, brahmachari, they have life, so the women are attracted. It's natural. It's not their fault. They're looking for shelter. They're looking for protection. So they see somebody who's got life. Oh, give me protection. We don't hate women. That's a very dangerous. I saw some sannyasis got into that and they fell down. We see them as mother. Look at Draupadi. Draupadi was so pure because if she was insulted, Krishna decided to kill all those rascals. So it's not that we're against women, no. But they need protection. Therefore, we're training up men, those who can stay brahmachari, sannyas, that's perfect. But if you can't, then at least be ideal grihas to protect your wife. Don't exploit her. Protect her. Then you have good children. She'll feel protected. She'll know that you care for her. And then the children will come. They'll be good because they're not good because the mother's in anxiety. If the mother's in anxiety, she doesn't know if her husband loves her or not. She doesn't know if he's going out with other women, whether he's loyal to her, whether he's going to protect her throughout the whole life. So there's some anxiety. And the child immediately picks up that. So the child is in anxiety, mother and child, because the husband is not strong. So husbands, if any of you want to get married, then it's a big responsibility. At least 30 years. 30 years you have to dedicate. Taking care of the wife till the children grow up sufficiently that you can say, okay, my dear son, you please take care of my wife. I'm going now sannyas, or she's ready to take vanaprastha with you. So it's a big responsibility. And I saw over the years, the men didn't see that responsibility. And what to speak of sannyasis falling down. So many grihastas fell down too because they didn't properly care for their children, wife and children. Okay? Somebody, my eyes are not so good. Yeah, read the purport. Purport.
It is explicitly stated here that the devotees are very fortunate to be delivered very soon from the material existence by the Lord. In pure devotional service, one comes to the realization that God is great and that the individual soul is subordinate to Him. His duty is to render service to the Lord, and if he does not, then he will render service to Maya.
We can't avoid serving. Like the hand is always serving. But we have to engage the hand in the proper service, then it won't cause nonsense. Otherwise, it'll serve us in a bad way. Bring us marijuana. I used to smoke marijuana. I was a debauch. I was a woman hunter, gambler. We used to go to the casino. So I'm not coming off as a big, righteous, wonderful person. Only by Prabhupada's mercy. But we get a higher taste, param jistanavartate. Then we can give up this chewing the chewed. Tell me the verse again. Punya.
As stated before, the Supreme Lord can be appreciated only by devotional service. Therefore, one should be fully devoted. One should fix his mind fully on Krishna in order to achieve Him. One should work only for Krishna. It does not matter in what kind of work one engages, but that work should be done only for Krishna. That is the standard of devotional service. The devotee does not desire any achievement other than pleasing the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
So we meditate on that. Everything we should do should be pleasing to Krishna, and anything that's not pleasing to Krishna, we shouldn't do it. That's all. So a little difficult, but once you get the habit, it's like riding a bicycle. It looks like impossible, right? It's going to fall over. But once you get the habit, it's easy. Similarly, putting Krishna in the center is natural. Once we get the habit, it won't be so difficult. It looks hard in the beginning, but it's natural. Go ahead.
His life's mission is to please Krishna, and he can sacrifice everything for Krishna's satisfaction, just as Arjuna did in the battle of Kurukshetra. The process is very simple. One can devote himself in his occupation and engage at the same time in chanting Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Such transcendental chanting attracts the devotee to the personality of Godhead.
So that's a good point. The chanting will attract us to Krishna. Why? Because Krishna is there in His name, and Krishna is all attractive. So we get a little taste of the chanting, then we want to chant more. We won't think about giving it up. Japa, kirtan. Japa is important also. Very important. Once we were in Japan, and in the morning we couldn't have loud kirtan because the houses were like made of paper almost. And the neighbors were there, and we couldn't have loud kirtan. So we wrote to Prabhupada, what should we do? Prabhupada, you can maintain yourself just by japa. He wrote us back. But the japa we have to do very carefully, full attention, no offenses. And then that can also deliver us. Go ahead.
The Supreme Lord herein promises that without delay he will deliver a pure devotee thus engaged from the ocean of material existence. Those who are advanced in yoga practice can willfully transfer the soul to whatever planet they like by the yoga process. And others take the opportunity in various ways. But as far as the devotee is concerned, it is clearly stated here that the Lord Himself takes him. The devotee does not need to wait to become very experienced in order to transfer himself to the spiritual sky. In the Varaha Purana, this verse appears, Nayami Paramangsthanam Archiradi Gating Vina Garudaskandhamaropya yatechammanavaritah. The purport of this verse is that a devotee does not need to practice Ashtanga Yoga in order to transfer his soul to the spiritual planets. The responsibility is taken by the Supreme Lord himself. He clearly states here that he himself becomes the deliverer. A child is completely cared for by his parents, and thus his position is secure. Similarly, a devotee does not need to endeavor to transfer himself by yoga practice to other planets. Rather, the Supreme Lord, by his great mercy, comes at once, riding on his bird carrier Garuda, and at once delivers the devotee from material existence. Although a man who has fallen in the ocean may struggle very hard and may be very expert in swimming, he cannot save himself. But if someone comes and picks him up from the water, then he's easily rescued. Similarly, the Lord picks up the devotee from this material existence. One simply has to practice the easy process of Krishna consciousness.
Easy, it's easy. Simple for the simple, Prabhupada used to say, but we're not simple, we're crooked. That's why it's hard. Because we cheat. We're used to cheating since time immemorial. One of the propensities is just cheating. And so we think we can cheat Krishna. This is our illusion. But Krishna is the biggest cheater. We can't cheat him. He can see, he's in our heart. He knows what is our real intention. Therefore, Prabhupada used to sometimes say, only qualification, if you're sincerely anxious to please Krishna, then everything will follow. So we may say, well, I'll tell a quick story. We were with Srila Prabhupada sitting in his room, and some devotee came in. And Prabhupada asked him, so Ishan, you're remembering Krishna? But Ishan was a little mental. He said, well, Prabhupada. And Prabhupada said, cut him off. He said, that's okay. You can remember me remembering Krishna. But this is Prabhupada's position. He told us at the last days also, keep the acharya in the center. And they didn't do that. Those who didn't do it, they fell down. So keeping Prabhupada in the center is a natural thing. This is his movement, his institution. We should cooperate together, keeping him in the center, and then we'll be picked up. We won't have to be in anxiety. But we can't cheat. We have to sincerely try to please Srila Prabhupada. I mean, and we have a lot we can do, right? We should make Prabhupada the most famous person in the world. Well, people don't even know about it.
Mm.
If you have a list of the most famous people in the world, Prabhupada's not even on it. Why not? He should be, right?
Because we're not distributing enough books. Because we're not distributing enough books.
That's good.
Yeah, that's his thinking.
Yeah. And we're not following the books properly. And so we don't have the purity. Purity is the force. If we follow properly, then our words will have more weight. People will see it. These people are sincere. You know, that you can. When I first came, I saw that. I thought, I was looking for something. I thought, who are these people? You know, they're kind of strange, and you know, their philosophy. This blue boy, who's this blue boy? I don't know. They're talking about some blue boy. So I was kind of like, I was a little skeptical at first. I thought another edition of Christianity. That we have the way. This is the way, the truth. You know, like that. You've all met Christian.
Yeah, a lot.
Fanatics.
yeah.
So they turned me off.
Definitely.
But then I saw, but they're very sincere, and they really love their spiritual master. And then I got the chance to meet Prabhupada, and then of course it was all over.
How did you meet Prabhupada?
I was brought to him by a devotee named Burjan. He's still a devotee.
Really?
You know this? We were students at the University of Buffalo in New York, and I saw Burjan on the street one day. I said, "What happened? You hurt your hand?" Because he had his fingers in a bead bag.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew him from the. So he took out the beads. He said, "No, I'm chanting Hare Krishna. There's our temple. We're just across the street." So I started going there, and then gradually I moved in. And then he introduced me to Prabhupada in New York in summer of '68. So I wasn't that new. I mean, there were 7 temples, a lot of devotees before me, but still I was pretty new. 68 or summer '68. And then they brought me into Prabhupada's room, and Prabhupada was sitting alone. And it wasn't such a good neighborhood. My first reaction was, this is the most important person, but who's protecting him? He's an old man, sitting alone. Anybody could walk in. So that kind of like talked about my nature, little Kshatriya nature, you know, protect Prabhupada. But then I saw this is what he said to me. He told him my name, and he said, Prabhupada said, thank you very much. And I think, I haven't done anything. Literally, I have done nothing except I showed up there. But he was thanking me. So that was Prabhupada's mood. He's throwing a big net. Everybody, come. Because later on, some became, nonsense, and he had to be a little stricter and so on. He said like that at the end also. If I made any mistake, I accept. If I made any mistake, it was that I accepted too many nonsense disciples. But anyway, so Prabhupada accepted me, and he came to Buffalo where we were, and I got initiated there 6 months later, in the spring of '69. And during the initiation, you know how we take Archman, right? Everybody takes that. So I was a little enthusiastic, and Prabhupada talked to Brahmananda, who was next to him. They had come up, 4 or 5 devotees with Prabhupada. And Prabhupada said, he's a good one. Because I had a little enthusiasm. Prabhupada saw that enthusiasm, and he immediately fanned it. Enthusiasm. Another time, Prabhupada said this whole movement is spread on enthusiasm. He used to talk about his own enthusiasm. He was so enthusiastic. He made us enthusiastic. Like once I came again from Hong Kong, and to Prabhupada was in Bombay, and he was having darshan on the top of one of the buildings there.
Yeah.
They're still there? Or they not?
No, they dismantled.
And so I had my danda, and I came in, and Prabhupada saw me, maybe 40, 50 people there. So Prabhupada knew my name. He said, so, Trivikrama, you're convinced? And, it was like it hit me. I hadn't seen Prabhupada in a few months, and suddenly he's confronting me like, so you're convinced? I said, yes, Srila Prabhupada. Yes, we must be convinced. He threw it right back at me, doubled down. So that was Prabhupada's move. Why you're not convinced? You're not convinced? Why not? We should be convinced. Srila Prabhupada ki.
Jai.
Jai.
Did we finish?
Not yet. One simply has to practice the easy process of Krishna consciousness and fully engage himself in devotional service. Any intelligent man should always prefer the process of devotional service to all other paths. In the Narayaniya, this is confirmed as follows: Yavai sadhana sampatti, purushartha chatushtaya, taya vina tadapnoti, naro narayanashraya. The purport of this verse is that one should not engage in the different processes of fruitive activity or cultivate knowledge by the mental speculative process. One who is devoted to the Supreme Personality can attain all the benefits derived from other yogic processes, speculation, rituals, sacrifices, charities, etc. That is the specific benediction of devotional service. Simply by chanting the holy name of Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
A devotee of the Lord can approach the supreme destination easily and happily, but this destination cannot be approached by any other process of religion. The conclusion of Bhagavad Gita is stated in the 18th chapter, Sarva Dharman Parityajya, Mamekang Sharanam Braja, Aham Twang Sarva Papebhyo, Moksha Yashyami Ma Shuchaha. One should give up all other processes of self-realization and simply execute devotional service in Krishna consciousness. That will enable one to reach the highest perfection of life. There's no need for one to consider the sinful actions of his past life, because the Supreme Lord fully takes charge of him. Therefore, one should not futilely try to deliver himself in spiritual realization. Let everyone take shelter of the Supreme Omnipotent Godhead, Krishna. That is the highest perfection of life.
Jai.
Prabhupada ki.
Jai.
So we should appreciate Prabhupada's position is really unique. He's a pure devotee, empowered. by Lord Nityananda to spread this movement all over the world. Once the devotee said to Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada, even Lord Chaitanya didn't spread this movement all over the world, but you've done that. How is it possible? He said, yes. He wanted to give me the credit.
Yeah.
So that's the mood of the devotee. Of the devotee. He wants to give credit to his disciple, to his servant. Just like when he was fighting Jarasandha, right? He gave the credit to Bhima. Right? That was the Krishna takes more pleasure to see Arjuna victorious than putting his name. So this is the nature of Krishna. He likes to see his devotee glorified. So if we learn how to glorify Prabhupada properly, and of course to do that we have to be, first of all, pure. We have to show the example. Don't cheat yourself. And then people will be attracted. Then they'll hear us. The whole thing is hearing. They're ready to hear. Like you can sell a lot of books, but if people just take them and throw them away, doesn't really. If they get some benefit, they touch the book, they paid money and so on. But still, we can get them to hear. That's more important. So how do we get them to hear? You guys are out there selling books. Tell me, how do you beg them, please read one page? How do you get them to start?
We just ask them to read the books, Maharaj. We just give them the stack and we say read from here to here. And one of the things is we make sure they pay for the books.
Yeah.
So
Prabhupada says once they pay,
they have to read.
they have to read at least a little bit.
And they have, like, I gave so much money. Like, come on, I spent $300 on a Bhagavatam. Said I bet it, right? Like, what is in these books?
Yeah.
So by making them pay for it, we.
That's good.
That itself is.
So how do you get the money to make them pay? I mean, you get money from the collecting separately?
No, Maharaj, on the spot.
Only
on the
from
spot.
the spot.
You can see Bhakti Jacob today distributed a Bhagavatam set.
You saw the video.
Yeah, that you can show Maharaj.
And where was this, Prabhu? On campus?
Yeah. I'll show. I can pull it up.
Yeah.
Because, like, I heard you go to Walmart's and you come. People in Walmart are so miserly. How do you get that much money out of them?
Maharaj, it's mercy of devotees like yourself.
No.
Yes.
I never had that capacity to bring that kind of money.
Turn it up, Jacob. Increase the volume.
This is somebody you met here in Orlando.
Yes,
They go to the university.
Today.
Yes.
Bro, what inspired you to get the Bhagavatam set, bro? The understanding that there's thousands of years of literature. I love learning between what's happened in the past and what's happening now. Interpretation changes over thousands of years. That's why stuff gets lost in translation. But these books that I've been just picked up show both what was written back then and how it has been translated.
Where is this guy?
now.
Bring him here.
Nothing gets lost in translation. You understand the true meaning.
He's a
and
preacher
how it
already.
applies to the real world today.
Yes, ma'am.
Because all this stuff, nothing really changes. The interpretation, the
Right,
language.
and you can see over here, we sold a few. These are the payments. 300. Then
My God.
Then you can see over
Maharaj.
here another 313.
Bhakti Jacob only joined 6 months
He
ago.
just joined 6 months ago, man.
Oh my God.
6 months ago.
He's singing nicely too.
Yeah. You see right there. There you go.
Wow.
Krishna's mercy. See, Krishna's ready. He's anxious to give, just like Prabhupada was anxious. So you're convinced? I kind of said yes. But yes, we must be convinced. He was forcing me to be convinced. Balaramacharya, what about, tell us something, the best thing you know.
The best thing I know is, Maharaj, what I've known from, heard from all the senior devotees is to always serve Vaishnavas in a humble mood, knowing that we may not get the opportunity again. And I think by doing that, the Lord will make us potent enough to.
He's a very nice man. He has a very nice wife, very Krishna conscious, and also a son. He was playing the harmonium and yeah. So we're not against householders.
Yes, Maharaj.
Prabhupada was a householder for so many years.
Yeah.
Don't be proud. Oh, I'm a brahmachari. I'm better than them. But if you can remain brahmachari, that's nobody should. There's a letter that I got from Prabhupada on that point. They were trying to get me to get married to Maharaj Krishna and Hansadutta, the big leaders. And I said, no, I don't want to get married. And then they had a girl picked out for me even in Germany, Heidi. And I wrote to Prabhupada, and Prabhupada wrote a letter back. You can still see it. March 1970, beginning of March. There should be no canvassing for brahmacharis to get married.
Whoa.
Okay. You'll find it in the letter there. First week in March 1970, from a trip to, who was it to?
That's to you, man.
Oh yeah, it was to me. That's another one that's good that I have saved. Letter to Jaya Rishi about not being utopian. No, but it should be there. First week in March, Prabhupada wrote from LA.
Yeah, if you go to database, search for Trivikrama's letter to Trivikrama Swami, March 1970.
So he's looking for already.
First week in March.
Letter to Trivikrama.
Yeah, I'm looking.
He says canvas.
Must have been
You were
Trivikrama.
fortunate that Prabhupada was around at that time, and you.
Oh, I could never done it.
Mm.
You guys are better than me because I was older. I'd been in the Navy. I
Yeah.
finished college. You found it?
Well, yeah, I found it. I don't think that Hansadutta is pressing you for marriage. Marriage is a concession for a person who cannot control his sex desires. Of course, it is a difficult job for the boys in this country because they have free access to intermingling with girls. Under the circumstances, it is my open order for everyone that everyone can marry without any artificial pose. But if somebody is able to remain brahmachari, there should not be any canvassing for his marriage. But at the mature age of 50, say after 50 years old, everyone should separate from wife. Married life does not mean that one should continue to live with wife throughout the whole life. At a certain age, say between 20 to 25 years, one may accept wife, live with her maximum age of 50, and then there should be no more sex relationships stringently. And the mature old age, say 65, 70, everyone must accept sannyas, the renounced order of life. If not in rest, then in action, positive. Letter goes on, Maharaj. Letter to Trivikrama, 7th March 1970.
That helped me over the years. Because women hit on you, again, it's not their fault. They see that this guy's got energy. He's got something, I can get shelter here. So they think. Even though just a week ago, some girl sent a letter to him.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Did you burn it?
No, yeah, that was in LA. One girl gave me a letter.
Oh my God.
But I didn't read it. I just gave it to the senior brahmachari in the ashram. I said, it looks like a love letter. He said, don't worry about it. Just forget it. And he took it.
But it's not their fault. We don't hate women. They see a powerful guy. Okay, if I was with him, I'd serve him. I'd give my life to him. And so their motive is not impure. But still, we should protect. If he can stay brahmachari, probably very clear, right?
Yeah.
Should be no canvassing. Okay. Yeah.
I have
This
no-
is Narishi. Does everybody know Narishi?
Oh yeah, from New York.
He's an old devotee. He joined in. I first saw him in what year?
76 end.
I saw him in 1976 in India.
And
Delhi.
he took me to Prabhupada.
Wow.
It's because of his mercy I massaged Prabhupada. Then I led Kirtan sitting right next to Prabhupada's head. And
What did
then
you sing?
Oh my God. That's amazing.
What did you sing?
Hare Krishna mantra. They just asked.
What tune?
Same tune. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
I
That's
heard him singing like that.
Wow.
proper tune.
You got initiated by Prabhupada too?
I was supposed to,
The answer is quickly no.
No.
He got initiated by Satsuru Maharaj, and he's been loyal, and Satsuru now has told him he should travel and preach, so
Still
he's like
traveling.
a sannyas.
Traveling.
When are you going to get sannyas?
I was,
That you should agitate for. Say, come on, like you always say, I've been doing it since what year?
76.
76.
20 years back, Bhakti Vikas Maharaj asked me,
Who?
Bhakti Vikas, their Maharaj, their guru.
Hmm.
So I was BBT manager, so he used to come, we used to have
In India?
in India, Bombay. So he was encouraging me a lot, We have been having that nice
He encouraged you
relationship.
to take sannyas.
Yeah, so he said, you simply say yes, rest balance I will take care of.
So he's not too late. Simply say yes.
Yeah.
He's there.
Yeah. So, and at that time, Maharaj, only 2 GBCs signed on the petition and temple president, and that's it. But now it became too complicated. So,
And that's an excuse. You could do it.
still I could do it.
Anyway, were you going to tell another story?
What I was trying to tell.
Maharaj, I have
Oh,
a
you
question.
No, I just, let me finish it.
I thought
Yeah,
there
yeah.
was something else you wanted.
Yes. Prabhupada says a disciple should follow the instruction of the spiritual master 100%. Then he said, he was a little soft, and then he said, there is only one thing he could disobey.
Oh, please. I want to find this quote.
You do that.
Yeah.
Only one thing he could disobey, that is when the marriage part comes. That's what, then
Dude, where is this, Prabhu?
The story is Bhishma.
Bhishma Dev, yes, I was going to tell that.
His
Parshuram.
spiritual master was Parshuram. He's ready to, he fought with him.
Right,
Bhishma wouldn't agree.
yeah. So then Bhishma Dev,
Is this a letter or what is, do you know where
No,
this
this is
is?
from the Bhagavatam.
yeah,
No, like when Prabhupada said that.
this is his conversation.
A conversation?
Yeah,
It's recorded? You know?
I think so.
I don't
100% it is recorded, otherwise how I know?
Yeah.
That's there.
Huh?
That's there. How does he know?
Yeah. So
I'll stay up all night. Like this.
So then Prabhupada gave the quote that Amba was supposed to marry. What's that?
Vichitra Virya. No.
No.
Vichitravirya.
Vichitra Virya.
Vijitra Virya. She was supposed to marry Vijitra
Vichitra
Virya,
Virya.
but before that, she gave her heart to the
To Shalya.
Salya. Yes. So therefore, when it came to the attention of Parsuram said, well, Salya doesn't want to marry because because you brought her by force. She already gave the heart to him, so you brought it. So therefore, it is your responsibility.
Bhishma.
Bhishma, yes. So he asked to marry because Bhishma did the pratigya, means the vow that it is not possible just that I will marry, because he took the vow in front of that fisher king.
And for his father.
Shantanu.
Yeah, not before Santanu.
No, he took for
He
the
promised
pleasure
him.
of his father, Shantanu.
For the sake of
That's your
Santanu,
Yeah.
he took in front of that fisherman. He was
Satyavati's father.
Satyavati's father. So now you are convinced that I am taking the vow. I will remain Bansahina, means no lineage.
we know.
Yeah.
Bhishma, then the demigod threw flowers.
Yes.
Such a vow.
So
So you haven't taken a vow now.
Bhishma.
So why not take sannyas?
yes, Maharaj.
Okay, next.
So after that, Prabhupada quotes that also. Prabhupada.
I really want to find this quote. I've
Yeah.
heard a lot about it. Some say it exists, some say it doesn't.
No,
But
it
now
is-
that you say it exists, we're going to do a deep search.
Yeah, it is there. Otherwise, how just you ask anybody senior
I never
devotee,
heard
they
it
will
either.
say,
Yeah, I heard that this exists, but I'm never able to find it.
yeah. You can disobey the orders of the spiritual master when the marriage part comes, then there will be no offense.
I just haven't heard it explicitly in outside of that example with Bhishma. It's like in Shastra, it seems like, because we read in the holy name, it's like the third offense is to
Disobey the
the order. So how can you treat like one order differently to another?
Well, just you have to see how Prabhupada says that. You have to find out.
You have to find it.
find
You
it,
have to
yeah.
find
Krishna
it.
Masters, if I may say, interesting. He was on the sannyas list to take sannyas, and Tamal Krishna Goswami was his leader, I guess, GBC, and he said, "You should marry my disciple." So my guru gave up his sannyas potential to take, because he convinced him. He said, "If you marry her, your preaching will be even more powerful and effective." And my guru said it was actually a good decision, and he said he was right. And Guru Mata.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna.
So I mean, there's like, okay, so life is subtle. There's like different situations for everyone, but that's a way of glorifying a devotee also, because it worked.
Our philosophy goes simultaneous in one and
Because there's that pastime with who is it? Maharaj. No. When Brahma has to come, Manu,
Swayambhu Manu, yeah.
Manu, he has to come down and tell him you have to get married, because Narada is convincing him. And Narada is like going at it,
brahmachari class.
and then he has. So it's like then he has to say that Narada is really happy that actually that he accepts.
That's because his guru overrides his order.
Yeah.
So
there's so many exception cases are there.
You're okay, you have to go. We have to shout.
Yes, Maharaj, I have to go.
He has to go.
Can I ask my question during prasad or like?
Yeah. Just like give him a plate.
Actually, I wanted to, because I'm here, I wanted to ask these devotees who are doing such a wonderful service. We want to share something, Maharaj, if that's okay.
Please.
Some of their experiences, book distributing, like how Paramatma guides you when you are, like what inspires you? Because it's I personally think it's a blessing that you all have, especially you, Prabhu, your Mahasa Prabhu, right?
I don't know. I think it's him. He's Mahos.
So you want to share something from your heart, like what?
And I don't want to share what's in my heart because it's all dirty things in my heart. But Prabhupada said, Acharya Mate Se Mate Sar, that the order of the spiritual master, the active principle in disciple's life. Narottam Das Thakur said, Guru Vakya Parama Mahatva. That there's nothing more important than the order of the Guru. So my spiritual master gave that order to distribute books, and I just focus on it and I distribute books. Prabhupada wants us to do it, and we just have to do it. And then the more we surrender to doing it, and Prabhupada writes to Rameshwar Swami, Rameshwar Prabhu, he says, do not deviate your mind for a moment from this instruction to distribute my books. So like the more we don't deviate our mind from that, the desire of Prabhupada, the more, it happens.
So basically you took the instruction of Guru Maharaj to your heart.
I'm trying to. If I took it to my heart, then everyone I met would take books, but that doesn't happen. So.
No. People are independent. They can choose to take it, not to take it. But I saw them together with his Guru Maharaj. And he says to his Guru Maharaj, it's all his credit. His Guru Maharaj says, I'm not doing anything. It's all their desire. So they both give the credit to each other.
It is my Guru Maharaj distributing the books. I can tell for a fact. Was it yesterday we met that guy?
Which one?
Both, Zach,
Zach.
And the other guy too.
Was that yesterday?
Yesterday, yeah. I mean, I distributed a few Bhagavatam sets yesterday. And then the first Bhagavatam...
No, that was day before.
That
Zach was...
No, that was yesterday.
No, Zach was the first day, bro.
Before.
Zach was first day.
Oh, yeah, it was day before, yeah. Sorry, we lose track of time.
Yesterday was the...
Yesterday was the most amazing day. So anyway, like the first Bhagavatam I distributed, like I've been to this university a few times now, and there's no way I would have possibly made so many mistakes. Like I had to go to like the student union, but then I just went like in a completely different... Yeah, UCF, yeah. I went to a completely different spot. I went into like a completely different place. We parked the car in the wrong place, and like we were pulling the cart, and then like someone is using the maps and they're going in some other direction. Like we're like, what's going on? Why is there so much? So anyway, I was waiting for the devotees to come back, and while I was waiting there, the guy just walked up to me. He's looking at me like he's watching television, Like, why are you there? Why are you looking at me, So anyway, I told him, man, are you spiritual? He said, yeah, actually, I'm very spiritual. And then immediately I gave him like a small set of books, Saptarishi. I said, most people give 59, but no one ever gave 100. I wonder how it feels, So immediately gave me $100. I thought, he gave me $100, come, I'll show you the Bhagavatam. So I went and I showed him the Bhagavatam. And then, in a matter of some time, he sent $275.
I have a video. I have a video of it.
Yeah, he has a video of it. He first sends $100. He cancels that payment, sends another $275. Then he buys a book. And I was thinking, like, how did so many mistakes happen, like, at the same... And, like, we left from Alachua, like, way later than we wanted to leave. All these arrangements just so that guy could get the Bhagavatam. And I was thinking, there's no way I could have said the right things to convince this guy to take it. My Guru Maharaj, he's the one saying it. You're asking me how I don't distribute books. You can write an email to Bhakti Vikas Maharaj and ask him. Because I have no idea. I don't know what I'm doing out there. It's just, I really don't know. Just going, I'm just fired up to follow his order, that's all.
Maharaj, I want to share with them something. Can I, guys?
I mean, of course, Prabhu, yes.
Thank you.
It's
Prabhu.
So, Hare Krishna, Prabhu, thank you so much for coming.
It's
Thanks. I
lovely.
wish you all the best.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
thank you.
Hey,
Haribo!
Jai, Hare Krishna.
Take little prasadam.
it's there.
Yes, Maharaj.
It's enough for his wife and son.
Yeah, it should be.
Thank you, Balaram.
Thank you, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhupada ki.
Jai.
So, I was in Atlanta, but I never thought that I'm going to see Maharaj. But when I heard, just I had to go.
Which
And then-
Maharaj?
Bhakti
Bhakti
Vikas.
Vikas Maharaj. So when I saw this, I spoke 15 minutes. One of them just told he has jet lag, probably he will have difficulties to speak to you. I said I will have this darshan and go all the way I came. So he said, come on, Narad. So, so I sat on the floor, and then he sat in a big, what is that? Deer
Matt. It's like a
Yeah.
yeah. He sat over there, then I sat for 2 minutes, and then I was having a hard time. He said, sit on the chair. Then he sat in his
Oh my God.
big chair, and I sat in front of him. So I spoke 15 minutes.
When was this? How long ago?
Atlanta?
6-7 months ago,
6-7
Maharaj.
months ago. So I started talking to our old memories, BVT and this and that. We started talking so many things. After 15-20 minutes, I said, Maharaj, you are in jet lag, please sleep. He said, please go and rest. So he said, come on, Maharaj, just speak to me, on and on. He was going on and on. And it was hour and a half we spoke, just still he was telling me to stop, stay with me. So however, one thing he has mentioned, are you recording?
Yes.
Oh my God, you're going to put me in trouble.
No, it's
I
okay.
can turn it off.
We can turn it off. Okay.
Why did he put you in trouble?
You just speak the truth, it's okay.
Yeah, I'm speaking the truth.
Yeah.
What he has mentioned. So I said, Maharaj, your disciples so nice, and so you have given him a lot of mercy, so they are doing very nice service. They got this temple and this and that. And then he said, Narad, one thing is I'm very much concerned about. I said, what, Maharaj? He said, I'm not worried about these Indian brahmacharis, that they can remain brahmachari, but I'm worried about American brahmacharis. It's very difficult for them to remain, so that's why I have to think something about them. He's very much concerned about them. I was really shocked, I said, what's going on?
Very sure. That white body, but men are attracted to the other sex.
Yeah.
That's shocking.
Wow.
So then,
No, it's a fact. It's like Prabhupada said, we're just reading it. You're in your culture, you're accustomed to treating women just like equals, and so
Right.
it's hard to be.
Right. One time I was in New Vrindavan, I saw these sannyasis, JVCs, gurus, matajis, they were sitting in the same round
Oh God.
against a round table. I was thinking, let me get out. Rambhadra Prabhu, you stay here. I'm going back to New York.
Okay. Anything else you want to talk about? This?
I had a question, Maharaj, and you were speaking about in regards to, you were there in this whole Zonal Acharya period. and
I lived right through it.
yeah, and you lived right through it. In this regard, I wanted to ask you a very specific question. And I just doing a little research in this whole thing. There was apparently a debate between like the zonal acharya side, and then there was like a debate where like with other devotees, and I think Pradyumna Prabhu was chosen as a speaker to represent the other side. It happened in Vrindavan. This meeting, Maharaj. Were you there for that debate?
I even think I might have been. It was ongoing. It was like they didn't accept Petumia's. So it had to wait for another year or so, and then they started to. It really didn't come unravel until some of the gurus started falling down.
Like Maharaj.
You should take my book. I've written about this in my
Oh,
book.
really?
Yeah.
Which one?
Sure. You have a book?
Thank you. This reading books.
How's it feel?
For you, we make no profit, only $10.
No problem, Maharaj. Jai. Amazing. So you write about what happens after also, Maharaj? That's amazing. Okay, we'll definitely look into it. This next thing. Thank you so much, Maharaj.
You see the title, how nice it is.
What did I forget?
You see the title?
Yeah, priceless moments of the pure devotee.
Yes, excellent.
Both hands, like.
Excellent.
Bow down.
Thank you.
Yeah, bow down.
You're giving me 20 or
21.
10? 20. Can't see. So take 2 and you can give to some. Do we have more? That's all?
Yeah, 2 is good, Maharaj. We'll keep it we'll keep both of them in our temple library. So, Maharaj, what do you think was like the main reason why sannyasis like yourself, never
Fell down.
you never fell down?
Well, one thing, I wasn't pushing for a position or I didn't think of myself as a leader. A lot of these people were leaders from the karmi world. And they would naturally, they thought, I'm a leader. Hansadutta was a leader. And Tamal was a leader. And these people were leaders. And when they came, they used that in service of Krishna. But I remember there was a point where I thought if I asked Prabhupada, I could probably become the GBC here in London. It was right 1970, the 3 Grihastha couples there. It wasn't working with them. They brought Tamal in. He wanted to go to India. But there was nobody to take care of London, which was a big city, big project. Prabhupada spent 3 months there, and the Beatles and so on. And I thought, well, if I asked Prabhupada, I think he'd let me become GBC for London now, for India, England. But then I thought to myself, I don't know if I trust myself that much. I was more worried about me that I could fall down because everybody knows. If you're honored, then you start thinking, like Trump, right? He's a slob, but so many people feed him and he thinks he's great. So that's the danger. Putin's the same. They're all these big leaders because they get followers. Followers is a big, can be very dangerous. Let me tell you a quick story that illustrates this point. This is one of the most important encounters I had with Srila Prabhupada. So, like I said, I was giving massage every day, so I would talk to him. So we did, for the first time, a big open program in London. Maybe 300-400 people came, mostly Hindus. And Prabhupada was so strong. He told one guy, sit down, you are nonsense. The guy was saying, what about Lord Shiva? Prabhupada just threw him on the side and kept on with Bhagavad Dharma. And I never saw Prabhupada like that because he was so humble in dealing, in personal dealings, he was very humble. So I was inspired. So the next day I was giving massage, and it was a series of lectures. So when I was giving massage, I was thinking I'm getting him in shape for another knockout performance.
Wow.
I'm massaging and talking and massaging. And my mood was, me and you probably could take over the world. The Prabhupada could smell my mood. And after, like that, he was just quiet. And then suddenly he said, "No!" My hands like froze on his body.
Oh my God.
Then he said with another voice, just like a child, like a 7-year-old boy from way in his heart, he spoke. He said, "I am just a humble servant." And I felt so embarrassed that I shouldn't be in the same room with this person. He's such an aristocrat. And there was a rug there. I thought I should go under the rug.
Oh my God.
And I was thinking, I shouldn't be allowed to even to touch his, to be in the same room with him, what to speak of touching his body. So how is it? I became humble because he was really humble. When he said that, it wasn't some artificial humility that he was talking to his disciple. I'm just a servant. No. He was seeing his Guru Maharaj and Krishna, so naturally he was thinking, I'm a servant because that's my relationship. But another time, a few months later, the Prabhupada in the class, Bhagavad Gita class at night, he was saying how the spiritual master is the representative of Krishna. And when he said that, he was only this far away, and I thought, I saw Prabhupada differently somehow, like a mystic experience came, and I thought, wow, this person's only sitting a few feet from me, but he's really representing Krishna. It made a big impression on me. And so the next day I went to give massage, and I said, Srila Prabhupada, I very much liked your class last night. And Srila Prabhupada said, oh, what part did you like? It was personal. He liked to have personal exchange. And I said, yes, Srila Prabhupada, the part where you said that you were the representative of Krishna. So this time Prabhupada accepted it. He didn't say no, he took it in full. And he's a representative of Krishna. And then he turned it back. He said, you also can be a representative of Krishna. When you say, Prabhupada said, he used his own name, or Krishna says, then you're also representing Krishna, So that was Prabhupada's mood. He wanted to give us everything. Not so hard, just represent. Is it difficult? Here, Bhagavad Gita, as it is, just represent. Then you also become. Okay, Narada, now you have the floor. Anything you want to talk? No time for Prashadam? I'm afraid these people are going to sleep in tomorrow, and then because of our,
No, Maharaj.
they won't get they won't be able to sell as many books tomorrow.
We never sleeping.
By your mercy.
By your mercy.
What time is it?
7:57.
8 o'clock. Prashad is there.
Okay. Thank you so much, Maharaj.
Thank you so much.
His Holiness Trivikrama Maharaj ki
Jai.